Who is it? Who is it? Who could it be? Welcome to Who Is It Jueves with me, your host, La Maestra Loca. Each and every jueves, you can find me here on my YouTube channel interviewing some of the most inspirational educators I have ever had the pleasure of knowing. And with my Loca Lineup, which is 11 carefully curated questions that I have designed to really get at the depth, the core of this educator, you will be walking away inspired and knowing these teachers on a level that you never thought possible. And who knows, you might even walk away with a few tricks up your sleeve on a FriYay Eve. Let's get to it. Who is it? Who could it be? Who is it? Who is it? Jueves? Who? Just tell us who. Thanks for being here. Love you, teacher. Hello and welcome back to Who Is It Jueves with La Maestra Loca. Tonight's guest is one of my favorite teachers ever, and I wouldn't know her if it weren't for La Familia Loca PLC. La Familia Loca is a PLC that has all these wonderful teachers in it from all over the world. And this person is one of the most prolific sharers in our Facebook group of ideas, always willing to collaborate, always willing to offer up suggestions, and has presented for us now, has been a guest of the month, has done our summer conference, and is just an all-around incredible human. And I'm very lucky to know her. And I'm so excited for you to know her. And welcome, please, Alana.
Hi.
Hey. Okay, Alana, I know that you are familiar with Who Is It Jueves, but because you are familiar, I decided to add in a bonus question. At some point during the interview, we're going to do a bonus question. So to start, tell us who you are, where you teach, what you teach. And yeah.
I'm Alana. My students call me Madame Alana, and I grew up in Canada where I learned French. And now I live in Vermont. I teach all the levels of high school French at a small rural town school in Vermont.
Yay! Yay. And we learned that your students are giant fans of yours, and your program is amazing, and they love you. And I learned a lot about the incredible things you're doing in our recent last meeting. I'm not surprised because of how much you share, but sounds like your students are really lucky. Okay, are you ready for the Loca Lineup? 11 questions plus a bonus question thrown in.
So ready.
Okay, here we go. I'm so excited. 1, if you could describe yourself as a dessert, what dessert would it be?
Ooh, well, I think, I don't know, maybe creme brulee, just because I love creme brulee. It's like one of my favorite desserts. It's French, and I'm a French teacher. And you get to like crack the top before you get into the middle. And I don't know.
I was literally going to ask, are you a person who like cracks the top and like cracks it all before you eat it? Or are you a crack as you go kind of creme brulee person?
I think I'm more of a crack as you go kind of person.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Okay, great. Love it. Number 2, what is your favorite rejoinder? Like something that students call out?
Oh, it would have to be quel dommage.
Oh, that's
what a shame.
Right? What a shame. Oh, yeah. I love that.
And it's always been a favorite because it's one of the ones that they pick up so quickly and they start using it all the time, and they're really silly with it sometimes. And I hear from other people and other teachers, they keep saying this thing in my class, like quel dommage. But I have a new one that I didn't expect to be a rejoinder, but I had this one very indecisive student who could never, like when you give them like, what do you prefer or this or that, he's like, I don't know, it depends. So now I think probably a student favorite rejoinder is ça dépend. It depends. They use like, it's what they want to say all the time. So that's probably my student fave is ça dépend. My favorite is quel dommage.
Oh my gosh, this is the perfect point for the ding, 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 ding bonus question because of what you just said. Oh my gosh. Okay. So my bonus question for you, because I know you, is what is a student favorite game that you do for language in your class?
I think my students, they really like the marker battle game. And I've explained it before, but it's a really chaotic game, and they get to run up to the front and race each other to circle words on the board. And yeah, that's probably
Okay, so for the people who aren't in familia, tell them more about the marker game, because this is a really good one. Because they might be thinking it's like the grab marker game, but it's a little bit different.
So I prep a slide with a bunch of vocabulary words or phrases that I want to review on a slide, and then project it onto the screen. And then I have a red and a blue marker, and the kids are sitting in a semicircle facing the board. So they pass the markers around the circle. And when the music stops, while there's music playing, when the music stops, whoever has the red marker and whoever has the blue marker, listen to me call out a word in English, and they have to run and race each other to circle the word on the board in French. And of course, everybody can yell at them and help them find the right word. So, and then the game just keeps continuing. And at a certain point, they realize, and I give points. If the red was first, they get red, and blue was first, they get blue. And then they go, but Madame, how do we know if we're on a red or a blue team? And then I'm like, you won't find out till the end. So I have already pre-selected who's going to be on the red and blue team. So after we celebrate, hey, the blue team won, and how many points and all that, then I reveal the slide that shows like the two groups of names, and then we get to celebrate two times. Or then I teach the kids who were not on the winning team that c'est pas juste. It's not fair.
I'm so obsessed with this, especially because this manipulative way of doing points still allows for gamification, still allows for the dopamine, still allows for you to manipulate the points so that both teams are pretty close the whole way through, and then allows for a rejoinder, ce n'est pas juste, like it's not fair, no es justo, and it allows for kids to work hard for both teams no matter what, like the whole game, because they have no idea what team they're on. It's brilliant.
It's so sneaky.
You're so good. You're so good. Okay, number 3 or number 4 because of the bonus point, but we'll say 3. If you could be instantly fluent in any other language, what would it be?
You know, when people ask what superpower would you want, the superpower I always want is to be able to speak any language, like instantly, like with whoever I'm talking to. But I think it would have to be Arabic, because I took a workshop with Fadi Abu-Ghash, and I fell in love with the language. I thought it was so beautiful. So Arabic.
Amazing. He's so amazing. Okay, what is one thing you could never teach without?
I'm a heavy user of the whiteboard, the little mini whiteboards and dry erase markers. They figure very prominently into my classes.
That's brilliant.
I think a close second would be my colored bean bags. I use my colored bean bags a lot.
Like small bean bags?
Like, regular size bean bags. I have a variety of games that I play with them all the time.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. I love that.
And I use them for like getting kids to match different partners. So like they're playing something with the bean bags, and when the music stops, whichever color they have to like find their partner. So
you have enough colors that like your kids can all match up with somebody.
Yes. Oh, or I might have some repeats. I mean,
and then they just find anybody with a red, and there might be 4 reds out there.
Exactly.
That's brilliant. I love that.
One of a million beanbag games that I have.
I love that so much. So good. It's like a Kagan strategy built in to beanbags. It's so good. I love that. I used to do that with playing cards. I haven't done that in forever. That's so good. What's a weird food combination that you swear by?
I like, have you ever tried nutritional yeast on popcorn? It's really good.
I would try that. I would try that because I am a huge fan of Marmite, which is similar to Vegemite, which is like a yeast spread that most people in the United States like absolutely loathe. But I love it. So I bet I would really like that.
I bet you would too. I don't mind Marmite in a small quantities. I wouldn't like eat it from a spoon, but
Yeah,
nutritional yeast, and you just sprinkle it on your buttered popcorn instead of other flavors. It's very good.
I like that. What's one tip that you have for teachers new to acquisition-driven instruction or new to teaching in general?
Whew. Well, the thing that helped me was watching a lot of videos of other teachers who do acquisition-driven instruction. And then I don't know if this is terrible advice or good advice, but I would try to like imitate them a little bit until I got comfortable with my own persona. And I don't know, there is like a lot of acting when you're teaching. So, but I watched a lot of other teachers and I feel like they kind of have a persona. And then I just watched and imitated until I kind of settled into my own. So I would, when I'm talking to new teachers who are interested in ADI or CI, I kind of steer them towards like, oh, you should watch some videos from this person and that person. But then I'm like, don't try to be them, just be yourself, but like learn from them.
That's really interesting till you find your own style, because you do that style, your teaching style, no matter what you teach, math, English, whatever, develops over time because you're floundering a little bit in the beginning, but then you kind of come into your own. I love that, watching videos. That's so smart. Will you do a brain break with me?
Of course.
Amazing. Since you said that one about you like whiteboards, would you just grab a piece of paper or something and a pen? Or if you have a whiteboard, great. But if you don't, that's okay. But I would do this with whiteboards in class. Ready? You have 30 seconds, go.
I got a pen or a pencil.
Okay, excellent. You can decide what you want to use.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to use this purple Sharpie and this piece of paper, and I'm going to give you instructions. You're going to put that on top of your head. Okay. And you're going to use the pen. You're getting a hard surface. I know it. That's smart. I will do the same. You're going to use your pen or your pencil, and you're going to draw exactly what I tell you to. Okay? Find the center of your page and go down a little bit and draw a circle. And now draw a slightly smaller circle right above that. And now draw a slightly smaller circle right above that. Okay. Now draw a line on top of the smallest circle. Draw a box on top of that line. Excellent. Find the smallest circle again and draw a triangle coming out from it. Draw 2 dots above the triangle. Find the medium circle and draw a long straight line out one side towards the right. Find the other side and draw a long straight line out the other side. Go back to the end of the first line and draw 3 tiny lines coming out of it. Here, doggy. Go back to the other. It's okay. Go back to the other one and draw lines out of that one. And now show me your snowman. Oh, I didn't do too bad.
Oh no.
Where is your snowman? Oh, there's your snow. Oh my. Your snowman is, wow, that's a really good carrot nose, but it's all over the place.
Yes.
My gosh.
It's like all the elements of a snowman floating around waiting to just congeal.
It's so good. So with my students, because of course they all want to see each other's, after that, I can't just go straight back to teaching. So I either take a couple of my favorites and talk about them in the target language up at the front of this class, or because they still want to see everybody's, I'll talk about a few or don't have time for it and won't talk about any. And I just let them hold it in front of them. And for the next 10 seconds, they walk around the classroom looking at everybody's. It's so good.
Ooh,
Look at, I might frame that. Okay. Okay, where are my questions? Thank you for doing a brain break with me.
I love brain breaks.
Me too. Okay, what is your favorite activity for acquisition?
I think I really like stories, like one-word images. I get so much mileage out of those. I think that they really help build like acquisition. I don't know, almost better than anything else because you've got the listening and the involvement of the students, and then you've got a text that they can read, and then there's so many other things you can do with the text. So
Yeah,
I have to say one-word images.
it's endless. Did you see my latest blog with how to create the images with AI?
I saw the like tagline. I didn't go to the blog
It's
yet,
so
but
good. Wait till you read it. It's so good. It's like what I've always done with bringing them to life, but it's magic. It's magic. And I did it last year, and I wanted to share and wanted to share, and of course, like had no time to write. And now I have a little bit of time to write, so it's fun to be able to share it. Okay, what is your favorite word in French?
pamplemousse. Pamplemousse.
Pamplemousse.
It,
Pamplemousse.
means, it means grapefruit.
Pamplemousse means grapefruit.
Pamplemousse.
Pamplemousse.
It's
Pamplemousse.
just so fun to say.
It is really fun to say. That's usually what people have been sharing is like fun to say words. Pamplemousse. Pamplemousse. I like that. Grapefruit. J'aime le pamplemousse. Is that right?
Oui, moi aussi.
J'aime le pamplemousse de couleur uh,
Rose? Oh, jaune.
jaune.
Oh, je préfère les pamplemousses roses.
Rose. Rose, c'est...
Ou rouge. Oui, oui, oui.
Ah, très bien.
Look at that.
Okay, here we go. Number 10. What number am I thinking of?
42?
No. It's okay. Don't worry. It's all right. And last but not least, Alana, number 11, you have made it. What is something that your students would say about you 30 years from now when they think back about their time in your French class and their time with you as their teacher? What would they say about you?
What I hope that they would say is, I thought it was going to be hard, or I thought that I wouldn't be able to learn a language, but Madame Alana made it easy. And I was able to do something I didn't think I would be able to do. That's what I hope they would say.
And they'd say it in French too.
Probably, possibly.
That's so cool. I love that. I love the idea of like making it easy, because we say that all the time. Like when my students say, yeah, but this class is easy, it's like, I work really hard to make it easy. I work really hard to make it fun and feel like, oh, I can do this. It's not effortless. It takes a lot of energy and a lot of thought, but it makes it joyful for me, joyful for them. And right, yeah. And it proves to so many of them that they are capable.
Yeah. I think the school that I teach at, like part of what I love about that school and kind of what I've seen as my mission is it's a rural school, and a lot of students don't see themselves in the language classroom. They see themselves other places, but they don't feel like they belong there. And that's, I've always wanted to sort of like reach those students who don't feel like they belong in a language class and say like, no, anyone can learn a language. You can do this. It's easy. It's great.
So good.
That's what I hope they say about the class.
They will. I love that. I love that so much. Okay, thank you so much for our time together. Thank you for being part of La Loca lineup and Who Is It Jueves. Do you have anything you would like to tell people, or any way that they could connect with you or learn from you more, or anything you'd like to share?
I don't really have a huge presence outside of La Familia Loca on social media, but I would love to take this opportunity to plug, if you're a French teacher and you haven't done Mani Musicale yet, you really need to check out Mani Musicale. It is the most joyful thing that you can do in March, and there's such a great community of French teachers, so check it out. And I am also like pretty involved in sharing and posting and collaborating.
I would not be surprised. I bet you are one of the most the top sharers. And there's a Spanish version too. It's similar. It's
Locura de Marzo.
yeah, Locura de Marzo, Locura de Marzo. Yes. And you know what's crazy is like I literally barely dipped my toe in it for the first time last year because I was so tired of Familia Loca telling me like, how is it that you don't participate in this? Like, it is so much joy. And I think I was always intimidated and felt like I had to do all of the things, but you don't.
No.
You can just like pick and choose, and it doesn't have to be the only thing you do in your classroom during March. And wow, I wish I had. I played at the very end of March, and you can really do it anytime. You can do past years, right?
Yeah. My favorite thing about the Mani Musical is that a lot of the artists aren't super well known. So they're very careful and intentional about selecting different types of artists and different voices. And a lot of them interact with students. Wow. And that becomes really magical because students will comment on their Instagram page or on their TikTok, and then they'll get a response from the artists themselves. And then they get so excited. So that is like part of what I really like about Mani Musical is like there gets to be this sort of back and forth between some of the artists in the target language with my students, and then they're so proud of themselves. So and it happens like I don't know that it's happened a lot with some of my students, but a lot of other teachers have had really positive interactions with artists.
Joyful. That's really, really cool. That's so cool. Well, thank you for sharing. And if you want to connect with Alana, you can totally join Familia Loca because Alana's on a lot of the calls and she's always in the Facebook group. So we would love to have you in Familia as well. Yes. Yay.
Thank you.
Alana, again, I'm so grateful for you and everybody else. I'll see you next Thursday for Jueves de Jueves with La Maestra Loca. Adios.
Au revoir.